The Great American Summer Road Trip, the version where you throw your bags in the trunk, pick a direction, and just drive, is dead. In summer 2026, the reality on the ground is a maze of multi-year construction projects, strict new vehicle limits, and intense infrastructural transitions. Exploring marquee destinations now demands rigid pre-planning. This requires weighing a specific trade-off before leaving home: access versus agility. You must choose between a guaranteed spot at an iconic location and the freedom to change your plans on the fly. This chart maps 8 road trips based on your constraints. The vertical axis measures logistical investment. The horizontal measures scenic payoff. National parks cluster in the top right, requiring massive planning. Conversely, remote routes demand a significant time commitment behind the wheel. Success in 2026 depends on matching your route choice to your actual vacation constraints, rather than chasing a specific landscape. For the time-poor traveler, these 3 routes deliver the highest scenic density with the least amount of transit time. Alaska's Seaward Highway runs 127 miles from Anchorage to Seaward, delivering a high concentration of roadside glaciers, Dall sheep, and beluga whales. The route traces the Chugach Mountains along the Turnagain Arm, where extreme tides push water into the inlet, creating a rideable wave for surfers. The trade-off here is environmental. Visibility is dependent on sudden coastal fog, and the exposed mudflats act like quicksand. Walking on them is an absolute hazard. If you prefer ocean over ice, the Overseas Highway carries you 113 miles from Key Largo to Key West, across 42 bridges and open turquoise water. The engineering foundations date back to Henry Flagler's early 1900s Overseas Railroad, running right alongside the modern roadway. Summer in the Keys means navigating intense humidity and strict weather windows. A named tropical storm forecast will instantly scrub your entire itinerary. Glacier National Park's Going to the Sun Road has a major 2026 update: the termination of the park-wide vehicle reservation system. While you can drive in freely, the park now enforces a strict 3-hour parking cap at Logan Pass. To tackle longer trails, you must secure a ticketed express shuttle 60 days in advance. These weekend routes deliver massive scenic payloads, provided you obey their weather patterns and ticketing clocks. Expedition planners require 7 to 14 days and a high tolerance for navigating the specific logistical rules of 2026. Utah's Mighty 5 Loop hits 5 national parks in roughly 1,000 miles, which requires constantly managing recreation.gov lotteries and timed entry systems. For RV drivers, this gets more complex. Beginning June 7, 2026, Zion is enforcing strict size bans on the Mount Carmel Highway, restricting all vehicles over 35.5 feet long. Further west, the volcanic Legacy Scenic Byway connects remote miles of boiling geothermal mud pots, walk-through lava tubes, and massive ice-topped stratovolcanoes. The caveat for 2026 sits at the northern anchor, Crater Lake. The only trail down to the water is closed for multi-year construction. The lake remains view-only from the rim through 2028. On the East Coast, the Blue Ridge Parkway runs 469 miles along ridgelines and viaducts through the Appalachian Mountains. However, lingering devastation from 2024's Hurricane Helene means the route is heavily fractured for summer 2026. Roughly 40 miles and 45 landside sites remain closed, particularly in Mitchell and Yancey counties. You must manually map detours around these gaps rather than relying on standard GPS. For these expeditions, active detour management and logistical planning are mandatory phases of the vacation itself. Travelers prioritizing spontaneous freedom should look toward routes that bypass ticketing bottlenecks entirely. The Lake Superior Circle Tour is a 1,300 miles self-guided loop with no entry lotteries, just open road across 3 states and Ontario. This freedom comes with a rugged maritime reality. These waters produce violent storms, most famously sinking the 729-foot SS Edmund Fitzgerald in 1975. Along the Pacific, California's Highway 1 through Big Sur is projected to reopen to through traffic by summer 2026, following the massive Regent Slide closure. While you don't need a reservation app, you must beat the hyper-competitive 9 a.m. parking rush to access key state parks and waterfalls. Spontaneity still exists in 2026, but the price is paid in massive windshield miles or early morning wake-up calls. Choosing your route starts with a single constraint: how many days do you actually have? If you have a week or more and thrive on logistics, target the top-tier rewards. Secure Glacier shuttle tickets the moment they release on May 2nd, or enter the Zion hiking lotteries months in advance. If you have that same week but refuse to use reservation apps, commit to the 1,300 miles of the Lake Superior Loop. For those with only a weekend, bypass continental traffic and fly to Alaska. You can hit the Seward Highway's glaciers and coastlines in just 3 days. Whatever your choice, respect the hard 2026 deal breakers. The water at Crater Lake is off limits, and the Blue Ridge Parkway requires active detour monitoring. Stop chasing generic top 10 lists. The best road trip this summer directly aligns with your time, your patience, and your 2026 reality.